Hello and welcome back. Today we're going to talk about the mechanics of a lay bet, how it really works, why it's misunderstood, and how to avoid the most expensive mistakes. So why do most people lay for the wrong reasons? Let me start with a confession. Most people who lay horses shouldn't be laying anything. Not because laying is dangerous, but because they misunderstand what a lay bet actually is. They think it means I'm picking a loser. It doesn't. A lay bet is not about finding the horse that can't win. It's about finding the horse that is overpriced to win. That distinction changes everything. Because once you understand the mechanics behind a lay bet, how liability works, how prices behave, how the market reacts, you stop thinking emotionally and start thinking structurally. And that's what today's about. So this episode is a complete breakdown of what a lay bet really is, how liability works, why most people get staking wrong, the psychology traps that destroy lay banks, and how to use lay betting as a risk management tool, not a gambling shortcut. By the end, you'll understand why professional layers don't think in terms of losers at all, only mispriced risk. So let's begin. So, what a lay bet actually is. In traditional betting, you back a horse. You say, I think this will win. With a lay bet, you say, I think this is too short to win. You're not predicting failure, you're pricing probability. When you lay a horse, you're acting as the bookmaker. You are offering odds to someone else. They accept and you take on the liability. So for an example, you lay a horse at 3 for £10. What happens? If the horse loses, you win £10. If the horse wins, you lose £20. That £20 is your liability. You're risking £20 to win £10. This is the part most people ignore. They focus on the £10 win, but the game is about managing the £20 risk. So why lay betting is misunderstood? Most people approach lay betting emotionally. They look for bad horses, out of form runners, big drifters. That's not laying, however. That's just negative tipping. Professional layers think differently. They look for overbet horses, market mistakes, false favourites, scenario winners, unsustainable form. They don't care if the horse is good, they care if the price is wrong. So what's the most important concept? It's liability. So let's talk about liability properly. When you lay, you win stake, you lose odds -1 times the stake. That means the shorter the price, the lower the liability. At odds of 2, you lay at £10, the liability is £10. At odds of 5, you lay at £10, your liability is £40. So here's the truth. Longer price lays are not safer, they're more dangerous, because one mistake costs you multiple wins, and this is where most lay banks collapse. So let's think about staking, where lay banks die. The most common mistake? Using flat stakes instead of liability based stakes. If you lay £10 every time, your risk is inconsistent. You're betting different amounts of your bank each time. Professionals stake by liability, not by stake. For example, if your bank is £1,000 and you risk 2% per bet, that means your liability per lay is £20. So at 2, your stake is 20. At 3, your stake is 10. At 5, your stake is 5. Same risk, different stake. That's structure. So why do most layers overtrade? Another killer is too many bets. Laying feels easy because you win more often, losing runs feel shorter, but when losses come, they hurt more. That creates a psychological trap. I just need a few more to get it back, and that's how overtrading begins. Professional layers wait, filter, reduce volume, increase selectivity. They know the edge isn't in more bets, it's in better filtering. So always remember, price is everything. Here's a rule. The same horse can be a lay at 2.5 and a back at 6. Price defines value, not opinion, not form, not reputation. If you lay without price sensitivity, you're guessing. The market can be wrong, but it's rarely wrong by accident. You need a reason. So let's think about some common pitfalls. Laying short just because it's short. Short doesn't mean wrong. Laying drifters blindly. Drift is a signal, not a reason. Ignoring race shape. Pace can protect weak favourites. Chasing after a loss. This is how banks disappear. And no exit plan. You must define risk before you enter. So why lay betting is a risk management tool? Professional lay betting is not aggressive, it's defensive. It exists to remove overconfidence, neutralise market hype, avoid emotional bets, and protect capital. It's about what not to back, and that's a powerful shift. So let's think about the mental game of laying. Laying feels uncomfortable. You will often win often, but will feel wrong when you lose. You must accept a lay loss does not mean your process fails. It means variance occurred. Your job is to control risk, not avoid it. So let's think about the money horse red flag method. It exists for one purpose, to stop you backing vulnerable favourites. Lay betting is simply the execution. Red flags tell you when form is fragile, when price is wrong, when the market is overconfident. You're not laying to be clever, you're laying to be protected. Don't forget to go into the description below and click the link to download the red flag method to find some favourites you can lay bet with. Don't forget, a lay bet isn't about being negative, it's about being realistic. It's about recognising that not all favourites deserve trust and not all prices deserve belief. When you understand the mechanics, you stop gambling and start managing risk, and that's the real edge. Another one coming up later on in the week, and until then, bet with quality, and as always, win quietly.